Chinese privet, or Ligustrum sinense, is an extremely common invasive plant species in the southeastern U.S., and it's taking over my woods in Tennessee. However, invasions can be prevented. Privet has relatively shallow roots, so saplings up to a few feet tall should be hand-pulled to prevent it from outcompeting native plants. Privet is a small tree or shrub that can grow up to 20 feet tall. It is in the Oleaceae family, which is the olive family. It has oppositely arranged elliptic leaves, and it has white flowers in panicles. It has smooth bark, and it can grow one or multiple stems, like this absolute menace here. This is Botrachum bitternatum, a small fern that grows from 6 to 12 inches tall. This lovely evergreen plant turns a bronze color after frost, just like this one. This is a dimorphic fern, meaning that there is a sterile frond, the larger one at the bottom, and a fertile frond, which has round grape-like sporangia, giving it the common name grape fern. Another native evergreen plant that we need to protect from outcompetition via invasives is Goodyear pubescens, or downy rattlesnake plantain. The leaves of this tiny orchid have intricate white venation, and their leaves form a basal rosette, meaning the leaves are arranged circularly at the same height, which in this case is ground level. Goodyear pubescens grows a raceme of greenish-white flowers that bloom in summer, and the stalk is covered in soft, tiny hairs. The botanical term to describe this texture is pubescent, hence the scientific name Goodyear pubescens. This is Diphasiastrum digitatum, also known as ground cedar. It belongs to a group of ancient fern relatives called club mosses. These and other club mosses have cone-like reproductive structures called strobilae. I ended up knocking into them as I was taking this picture, and the fragrance that the spores released was super aromatic. It smelled very much like an actual cedar. These plants are evergreen and they multiply by above ground runners. Also, their spores were used in fireworks at some point, so read about that here. Here is another common woodland orchid, Tipillaria discolor, or cranefly orchid. Each orchid has a singular oval-shaped leaf that emerges in autumn. These leaves have a surprise. They are purple on the underside. Cranefly orchids grow a spike of individual flowers in the summer, after the leaves have gone dormant and disappeared. Some orchids, such as this one, have specialized features called nectar spurs that pollinators collect nectar from. They are the long, pointy part that sticks out behind the petals. Another small evergreen plant is striped wintergreen, Chimaphila maculata. These tiny plants have a distinctive white stripe that goes through the midrib of their lanceolate-shaped leaves. And they have waxy, white to pinkish flowers that bloom in nodding small clusters in the summertime. Hexastylus aurifolia, or little brown jug, is a small herbaceous plant with an unusual flower. Their flowers are urn-shaped and often are covered by leaves at the base of this plant. This plant has cordate-shaped leaves that have a darker venation around the margins and vein. Polystichum acristicroides, or Christmas fern, is a common fern with fronds that grow up to 36 inches long. New fronds emerge as silvery fiddleheads in early spring. These ferns have sori that completely cover the back of the pinnae, and the pinnae are the individual leaflets of a frond. The pinnae also have a distinctive lobe at the base of the upper edge, as you can see here. Now that I've got this area cleaned up, I have revealed some bonus grape ferns. Ugh, love them. Euonymus americanus, or strawberry bush, is a deciduous shrub that grows up to 12 feet tall. This plant has 5-petaled flowers that are greenish-white, but the much more interesting feature of this plant is the spiny pinkish-red capsules that reveal its bright orange-red seeds. Strawberry bush has green stems on new growth, and they have elliptical, oppositely arranged leaves. Here I am freeing this strawberry bush from its privet prison. So go outside and take a look at the plants around you. Consider helping out your ecosystem and pull that privet.